Welcome to the Emo Social Club podcast, broadcasting to you from emosocialclub.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here this evening with our homies at Night Spice. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Hello.
We did it.
Hello.
We got you.
Hello.
Hello.
It's finally
We're
happening.
here. My name is Kevin. I sing and play keyboards and play guitar and play bass and write songs at Night Spice.
My name is Mark, and I play drums and then sing a little bit in Night Spice.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm giving you the too sweet right now. Yes. Yeah.
You guys have been doing this for a minute, and I know we saw you on Riot Fest, and we saw you on a bunch of like big shows. What was that? Now I'm forgetting the name of the show you did at Cobra Lounge. It was like Welcome to Miami or something like that. Yeah,
that we did.
That was the holiday show.
The Faces of Miami. It was like 2 nights of just me, like kind of like throwing darts at a dartboard and seeing what stuck, and that stuck around. You know, like we just wanted to do something. I guess like I don't know. We released this like emo cover EP, so we wanted to play with a bunch of bands in that genre and like kind of just give ourselves like an excuse to play with a bunch of our friends' bands. So it was fun.
and that was last year, right?
Yeah,
So
last November.
Because I
November 25th and 24th and 25th, something like that. Yeah.
5th
we were
and
just talking
26th.
before about that's a year anniversary of that emo EP that came out. So, congrats.
Yeah, we played a show out in the burbs as like a 1 year anniversary, and I like in the middle of our set, I was like, man, like this would have been a really good show to play a couple of those songs, and we just absolutely did not do it at all. You know? So it's like we absolutely should have. It was like a suburban bar crowd who's like, you know, they would have loved it. So we, like, you know, we show up with like our keyboards and our unorthodox band, and you know, like random people that aren't, you know, because our stuff is a pretty niche thing. So like, if you're just a regular person like who's expecting like a rock show and you see our band, you're like, what? But you know, every time we pull out that Take It Back Sunday cover, it usually ropes them in. So it's fun.
You got to get the old school emos in with that one little hook, and then you got them for a little bit at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's you know, we played a show last year with Emarosa, and our original like music part of the set was really good. But like when we were done, like right before we were done on our last song, I noticed that we had a 40 minute set, and we had played only 32 minutes. So I looked at all the guys and I was like, hey, we got more time. Let's play an emo cover and like really like try to get these people's attention. And it was great. Like it worked so well. So, and then we just never did it again.
Oh my God.
Dude, I think Kevin, I think the stems are all messed up.
Yeah, they are.
Especially, I think there's a reason. I think there's a reason why we haven't played them.
Like that stem is just, I don't even know what's going on with that file for that song, but it's redoing all those emo songs without any guitar or real bass, and just like exclusively rewriting them from the ground up on keyboards and like making up new parts was like kind of fun for me, but also like kind of a pain in the ass because it's like these are very well-known songs, and like I respect the genre so much that like I wanted to try to do it. My mindset was, what if these songs were written in the 80s by like Depeche Mode instead of the bands that wrote them? That was like the kind of like the idea that I had. You know, like what would they do? And I was just like, oh, everything would be a keyboard. There would be no guitars. It would be like, you know, this would be how it was done. And I got some really weird messages about it. Some people absolutely hated what we did with some of the songs, and and other people thought it was really interesting. So, but I don't know. We're gonna do it again. I just recorded a Limp Bizkit cover, so we're doing Synth Goes New Metal. We're doing Synth Goes New Metal next.
Oh yeah, dude, that's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, and then in August with the Creed tour, we're doing Synth Goes Creed. It's gonna be sick.
Stop.
So, you know.
Brian's front and center right now.
Creed.
You know what really got me into your podcast was
Creed.
like the one episode that I really was like, I can't believe they're doing this, because it was the Hinder one.
Yeah.
Are we going to believe we were doing that either?
Yeah, like I was just like, this is so cool. They're really brand like that was the podcast that made me go like, all right, I can reach out to these guys and maybe get something. Maybe we could do it, because we're not exactly, we get compared to emo bands and stuff like that. People say I sound like Census Failed singer. I don't really hear that at all. But like,
you do not sound like Buddy, dude. I apologize, but you do not sound like Buddy.
All the time.
Yeah.
You just don't.
It's so weird. I'm like, really? Even David Bradley from Emerosa, we got off stage and he's like, you sound like Buddy meets George Michael, and I was just like, what? Like it was wild, but I mean, I'll take it, whatever. That's like two dope singers, so whatever.
That's very interesting too.
Yeah, especially in like, I think, Mark, the song Plums, our song Plums, there's like this like second verse part that's like kind of like inspired by like emo music and like vocals and stuff. That's the part that everybody says I sound like the Census Fail guy.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You still don't sound like him.
Don't worry,
But
Mark's here to keep you humble.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of times
I'll
that
take
people
whatever.
like just listen to this music and they go, "Oh, it sounds exactly like this," but then I think when you're writing it and you're like behind the scenes of it all, it's very hard to tell like what am I actually trying to. I'm trying to sound like me, but then everyone else is like, well, I know this other band first, so I'm going to say you sound like them, and it's like I don't. Like I don't think I do.
I have no idea what I sound. I like hear myself singing sometimes, and I'm like, gross, get out of here. Like I was like, I did that. Like, no, stop it. And then like I'll go into the studio thinking that like I have this like idea in my head that like sounds like so cool, and then I track it, and I'm like, all right,
oh no,
like that's. All right, so whatever, it is what it is. If they want to say I sound like the Papa Roach lead singer,
Jacoby Shaddix.
Yeah, we were.
Jacoby.
They played at the club that I work at, and back in July, and he like, so we had posters for our album release show up on the walls, and he saw our poster on the wall, and he like QR coded the Spotify. So when I'm like walking around backstage, he's listening to one of my band's songs. And I was just like, what is, like, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. And I was just like, hey, how did you hear this band? He's like, oh, a poster in the bathroom. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It was just, but he was just like, he said we sounded like 30 Seconds to Mars. And I was just like, what? So.
And I guess
whatever.
the synths,
Yeah, the synths will like throw anybody off, I feel.
That's like
Not like a bad way, but they'll like closely compare what they think is similar.
It's the biggest synth bands.
Absolutely.
Be like, okay, 30 Seconds to Mars, that's the one then. It's like, there's...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I put that on
AFI.
our flyer that we pass out. It says now that we sound like 30 Seconds to Mars, even though we don't. So
You can
if
just
he
put-
says it, so
Yeah, you just put Jacoby
said it.
Shaddix approved.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need anything else.
he was like the sweetest dude ever. So I just took any.
he
anything that
literally
said,
is
I
one of
was
the
just
nicest
like,
guys ever.
Dude, oh thank you. Like it was just I could not believe how like unbelievably kind and friendly that guy was. It was unbelievable.
It's what everyone's saying now, and I'm like, God, I really hope that he never hears our critique of that Falling in Reverse cover of Last Resort, and I hope that he's like, because I imagine that he's just kind of guy who's just like, yeah, whatever, man, like, you can like what you like, you don't have to like what you don't like, and I'd be like, yeah, but it's really bad, man, like it's really bad, and he'd be like,
I honestly I've never listened to it.
You're so lucky.
It's one of my.
I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself.
Is one of my all-time favorite songs ever from when I was like younger, just because the guitar riff, like I always thought the guitar riff sounded like Iron Maiden meets a new metal band, like in the verse, So like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that song is like how I started like playing guitar essentially when that came out. So like that guitar riff like is so like seminal to me. It's so important to me. Like noodling around and trying to find like that Ozfest stuff for me was like that was it until 2002 when Glassjaw and the Used played. Then I kind of just was just like, what is this? So
That was exactly
Or
that.
the Apex Theory. I don't know if you ever heard of that band, but all time mind blowing band at one of the Ozfests. So
Okay, hey, hold on. I'm probably totally wrong, but is Apex Theory the band that did
No.
Randy Orton's theme song?
no.
Okay.
Apex Theory is the lead singer of the Apex Theory used to be the drummer of Alien Airplane.
Interesting.
So
There you go.
yeah,
There you
they're
go.
like
Okay.
extremely cool band that released like one record called Topsy Turvy in like 2002, and then just turned into a band called Mount Helium, who was equally as awesome, but then never did really anything with it.
Yeah.
So
The interesting thing now is that all those bands are like reuniting for like a tour or a few shows, and
I love it.
It's like
I love it.
doesn't
Sign me
matter how
up.
many you did.
Every band is reuniting.
I guess
People
but-
need money, man.
Yeah,
And then you don't make any
like
anyways.
part of me is like, how do you, if you release like one record and you are not a household name in the same way that a lot of these bands were. I just saw From Autumn to Ashes is doing some reunion shows, and I'm like, well, okay, that was a huge name back in the day. Are they gonna sell? They'll sell tickets. They'll sell out the shows, but it's like, when is there going to be a band that's like, just you never were a big enough name to be like, we're coming back, we're doing this, and we're going to sell it out. No one's buying tickets.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah,
There's got to
Definitely.
be.
Definitely some bands out there.
I just think that stuff's funny, you know. Like, but like, hey, you know, it depends on the band. Like, if some bands go back on tour and do this because they absolutely need to, but some bands go back on tour and try to book the tour because, you know, the industry was different back then. You know, you could be a band who is released a record in 2002 and a flop album would be like 70, 80,000 sales to where now that's like, whoa, that's really good, you know, but like back
Crazy
then
numbers.
it's like, and it's different too. Cause like, you know, people that are in their like early, you know, people that still carried on to CDs and stuff like that, they'll go see a band like that. You know, they'll go see a band like Trust Company randomly, well, at least once.
I
You
would
know,
go see Trust Company.
or yeah,
Fun example. When
Absolutely.
Acceptance came back, when they played that Metro show, I had some of my buddies who were like, "Man, you think they'll be able to fill that room?" And I was like, "Oh, please!" I was like, "They'll sell that thing out in seconds,"
Yeah.
and they did.
Acceptance is awesome.
was great.
Though. So absolutely, Phantoms.
That's one of my favorite bands.
Forget about it.
One of the best records ever, man. Yep.
Forget about it. Phantoms that's it. That's the one. Absolutely.
That's one of the best records ever, dude.
I do think
I went and
there's.
saw. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw Acceptance, their first Chicago show. They played with Yellow Card, right when they released Black Lines of Battlefields,
Dude.
and the singer from Acceptance did the farthest stage dive I've ever seen in my life. I thought the dude was on wires.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I was there.
The dude jumped from the
I
stage
was there.
and almost hit his feet on the sound booth, which is like, I was like, how the hell? Like, did they have a trampoline up there? Because I saw Seven Dust. I saw Seven Dust at Metro, and those dudes had trampolines on stage that they were jumping off of, and that
Oh
was
my
like the
God.
coolest thing ever back in the day. Yeah.
Gotta get your cardio.
Yeah,
in.
Seven Dust used to rock trampolines, so I'd be like, damn, these guys are getting some air. And then I'd look on the side of the stage and be like, oh, I see what you're doing.
So, why have we not
Like-
set up my drum set on a trampoline yet? What are we doing?
Like, that's an actually great idea.
Come on, man.
Well, now that you're
It's
the
a
new drummer
wonderful
of
idea.
Slipknot, you can invest in that, you know?
yeah.
So
Sign me up, baby.
someone just asked me. I didn't
Sign
even
me
get to
up.
talk to him about that, but someone just asked me the other day if he was the new drummer of Slipknot. I was just like, what?
You know
Like-
what? Just run with it until somebody says
Out of
otherwise.
where? Out of what?
I don't know. It was just I literally was at work, and some random dude who I don't even know who he is was just like, "Hey, I'll see you guys in January," and I was like, "Cool." And he's like, "How are you guys gonna be a band still?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you know, like with Mark being the new drummer for Slipknot," and I was just like, "What?" And first of all, I was like, "Who are you even?" And then he just walked away. It was like really weird and
What?
uncomfortable, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Unless I'm, breaking the news. You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
Damn.
You heard it here first, guys. I'm the new drummer at Slipknot.
Just
Let's
create a
go.
false narrative until they either pick you up or they announce who the actual drummer is, and we're all good.
To be fair, there have been a lot of people that are already doing that.
Yeah.
There have been a bunch of people that have been like, "Yeah, I'm just going to tell people I'm the new drummer of Slipknot," and then finally like Corey Taylor has to come out. Yeah.
I'm just gonna show up with my drum kit.
You could do it, bro.
See if they'll let me
You
set
can
up.
easily play for Slipknot, dude.
How are they going to know?
I know.
Put on a mask. How are they going to know you're not there?
I
Yeah,
know.
see? They'll never know.
Could be anybody.
You see that? Speaking of masks,
This
did
is
you
my
see the
mask.
Sleep Token
Yes,
band
I
members
did.
got new masks?
Yes, I did.
That's really cool.
Dude, Nick Nocturnal literally awarded them
Good.
every
Good.
award this year. Insane.
Good.
I
They
think it's
deserve all
so.
the awards.
I love them. I'm fucking obsessed with Sleep Token, but like,
Me-
there's a part of me that is very like I just go back to like Anthony Fantano's review where he's just like, I hated this. This is not for me. But he's like is a metal fan, and I'm like just not like that sort of, you know, the Bad Omens type, the
Yeah.
Spirit Box type, like all that sort of vibe. The Baddie Core, as it's been on Twitter in the recent days, we'll let that slide.
Betty Core has been a thing for the last like year and a half.
Everybody that hates on Sleep Token is just a jealous hater. Because that band rules, and I will just accept no slander.
I will slander.
I will say this. I was having a conversation with one of my other band members in a different band that I'm in, and we were talking about how perfect albums just don't really exist anymore because bands don't really have the notion of writing an album like they used to. You know, so many bands are doing singles and EPs and this and that and the next thing. And like, you know, we were talking about 10 out of 10 records for me. Seosin, the White Album, the Beatle record, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 easily. John Mayer, Continuum, probably the only record that I would give an 11 out of 10. I know, Kevin, give me the thing. But like, there are just records out there that, you know, just are perfect to me. And I feel like everybody agrees with me that there just aren't perfect records anymore. But the closest record to being a perfect record in the last maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years is definitely Take Me to Eden.
I would not say it's perfect, but I would agree.
It just,
yeah.
it's like
9 out of 10, for
it's
sure.
9.7. You know,
I was about to
Kevin.
say,
Sundowning
this
is better.
is getting
Kevin, what do you gotta say?
Sundowning is better.
Sundowning is
Sundowning
better.
is
no
better.
way. Get out of
Something's
here.
better.
Get out of here.
For sure.
Go away. Go, turn your camera off. Go
So,
away.
yeah.
So it's better. It's
No, I
yeah,
agree.
absolutely. It's the best.
Really?
It's still their best. I think it's still their best album.
Well, this is what I love about being a human because I'm right and you're wrong.
This is the conversation I don't want to have with Jacoby about music. It's like I don't want to
Oh
offend
yeah.
you because I
No,
want
he
to
would.
be the
He's
nice
so
guy.
cool. I'm telling you.
no.
He would love it. I'm gonna send him this link after.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Fuck.
Oh damn!
You're gonna have that conversation.
Oh no!
Yeah, I will. I need to. I need
Link
to
him in,
have
man. Get
these
him on the video.
contentious conversations with people who I don't know as personally, and just be like, "Listen, man, this thing, I don't like it. I don't think it's good. Your thoughts?"
That's no. You know what? That's the best. That's the best kind of feedback. Is if like if someone came up to me and was just like, "Hey, man, I understand it. I appreciate you as a musician. I appreciate what you do. I know that what you do is good. You're good at what you do, but I don't like it."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, let's talk about it." Like I
Yeah.
like that. So
Well, there's been a lot of like this. This happens every so often on like Twitter, but talking about like music criticism and how people get really upset when music critics are critical of an album or an artist for whatever the reason. And it's like, no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they suck. Pitchfork, different story. We're going to exclude them from this conversation entirely. But they'll say like this maybe wasn't the best, or maybe this didn't hit as well as like something else. And people are like, I can't believe that they just trashed on this artist. It's like, no, like this is like what critical analysis literally is. It's like, it's okay not to give everything a 10 out of 10.
absolutely.
We're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah.
We're allowed to have opinions. Like dude, not every. Okay, Hey, Kevin's already said it. I'm a weird guy.
I mean, he's the new drummer for Slipknot. Come on.
I'm probably one of the most misunderstood people on the face of the planet. No, dude, you're not wrong. And we're allowed to have opinions. Like, we're allowed to feel a certain way about certain things. And it's just, as I've grown, I've started to appreciate the different cultures and just, dude, when you walk around and you see a person, sometimes I'll be like, I wonder what's going on in their brain. I wonder what they like. I wonder what, I wonder what they like to do on their free time. Like, and it's definitely not what I like to do, but you know what I mean? Like, maybe it is. There's just so many people that have so many different opinions and feelings on things, and none of us are the same, man. We're just not.
Absolutely not. And that's awesome. That's why subjectivity is so amazing, you know? So, because if everything was liked by everybody, there would be no boundaries pushed. There would be nothing, no envelope, you know, like it would just be McDonald's everywhere. So, or the Marvel, the MCU, it would just be flat MCU.
Now listen,
sorry.
You would actually
I'm a big fan of the
I'm not a
MCU.
Marvel.
Yeah, I'm not either. Well, listen, we'll just bring back the rock and roll McDonald's through it all at the end of the day.
There you go.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Yeah.
I love him.
So
That's my ringtone. My
eventually,
ringtone for the
I want
longest time.
tacos, man.
so when is Night Spice eventually going to do their cover of Young and Menace by Fall Out Boy? Another contentious.
No, don't do that. Don't hurt your cred. Don't hurt everyone.
Okay.
I will be 100% honest. And this might.
I have
this
a fun
might hurt.
fact. Go ahead.
This might hurt.
No, I hear you from Brian all the time. Doesn't hurt.
I hate Fallout.
I don't really know that many Fall Out Boy songs because I don't really listen to them that much. But the newest single that they released like last year was probably my favorite Fall Out Boy song that I ever heard.
Hold Me Like a Grudge?
No, it was like the one that's
the
like
first one.
Oh my God, sending my love.
Yeah, Love from the Other Side.
Yeah, like that song was wonderful. But like I don't know. I just can't. I've never once really gotten that into that band. Like I don't know.
Fun fact: 2 of my best friends to ever exist, like ever. One of them plays in Night Spice, Christian, and then my other boy Mike. They play for a Fall Out Boy tribute band, and it'll tell those boys how much I love them as people. Because fun fact, forgive me, I'm gonna get roasted for this, but I hate Fall Out Boy.
You gotta bleep that out.
No, leave it in.
Leave it
I'll
in.
leave it in.
We'll leave it in.
I don't like their. I
The
don't
Stannies
like.
are going to come out for you online.
I don't like Fall Out Boy. Now here's the thing: they do have a few songs that I bang to, but just as a whole,
you can't say I hate Fall Out Boy and then be like, but they got a couple songs. You can be like,
Okay.
So
hey,
it comes on at the bar, you're going.
yeah, like, you know, just be like, hey, you know what? It's just not for me. I respect what they do. I think they're great. Like you're trying to tell me right now, Mark. If I hold on, let's check this out.
what Kevin just said.
Hey, Mark, if I told you tomorrow, hey, dude, I got some VIP tickets to go see Fall Out Boy at Metro. You trying to roll up? You'd be like, fuck yeah, bro, let's go.
I'm there. I'm acting like I like it. I'm wearing a shirt.
He'd be there.
I don't know, man.
He'd be there singing along. Like me at Don Broco with my shirt off, dude. You'd be singing along. No, like Fall Out Boy is just a band that like I think they're really good, and I think their singer's incredible. I really do. Yeah,
Patrick Stump is phenomenal.
But like,
he definitely
it's
is.
just
He's
a band
very
that
good.
never caught me like those other bands at that same time. You know, like My Chemical Romance, or like he said, Acceptance, or even Panic at the Disco. You know, yeah, like
The starting line,
those other
baby.
bands in that time, like they just always resonated with me. But Fall Out Boy just never did, and I don't know if it was just. I don't know. I don't know if it was because I played in a band that was very similar to them at the same time, like, but disconnected from them, to where like I was more focused on my own lane and doing my own thing, that like I just didn't care at the time, you know. But like now that I go back and like there was a Fall Out Boy song that I heard the other day that like blew my mind as to how good it was, and I never heard it before, and I thought that like I was living under a rock, but apparently it was just a not released song, a B-side. It was called like
Pavlov?
no, it's called like Snitches and Talkers.
Yes. Snitches and Talkers, Stitches and Walkers, get Stitches and Walkers.
Yeah, and that song was incredible. And like, I feel like if that song was on the radio for me, they would have been my favorite band. You know, so. But yeah, get out of here, Mark. Get out of here with that Fall Out Boy hate. Get out of here with that. I don't hate any bands. I'm like bland as hell. Like I don't have a hatred for anything. Like really, I'll be like, but I can always find something that I really like.
Yeah, I don't see the point in hating I think it's better when you're just like, yeah, I only like a couple songs, not really into the whole thing. I absolutely though understand why someone would not like Fall Out Boy.
Fine.
100%
How about this?
understand it.
How about this? I retract my
Yeah,
statement.
you were just being bold. You're being bold for the sake. You're trying to be spicy, dude.
Yeah.
Mild it up.
Mild your takes.
I'm trying to be spicy. Okay, I'm gonna mild it up here. I do like mild salsa. I'm gonna lie. But I do also have another one of these
Our
babies
homies in
right here.
Soothsayer. We love that.
Yeah.
Fall Out Boy. They
There
write
you
some
go.
good
Yeah.
stuff. It's just not for me. How about that?
That's nice.
Like
Very nice.
there's some
They write some good
songs that I
stuff, it's
listen to
not for
by
me.
them on like the records I like, the good records, the records of note. And I'm like, the fuck are you trying to do there? Like why what were you trying to accomplish here, man? Like Patrick Stump is a phenomenal vocalist.
Hell yeah.
Joe Troman is a great guitarist, and Andy's a great drummer. It's just like I think Pete is a marketer, and then it's like, but you have to still make the music, and there's definitely like this like missing. There's like 1/4 of it that's missing sometimes, and that's the part that's writing the lyrics and writing the bass parts. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I
well,
can see.
there's some very weird
I can see
lyrical
that.
things where I'm like, why? Just simply bring that down. Yes.
Him and
Does
Patrick
Pete-
Stump
does
too.
Pete
But
write the
listen,
lyrics?
if you ever wrote Pete Wentz's book,
You
great.
shouldn't have
You
to do.
would
This is some MCU
understand.
bullshit. This is some MCU bullshit. Oh, I didn't see the TV show, so I don't understand the movie. It's a book for a band. Oh, I'm supposed to read the
No,
music.
it's
Unbelievable.
fictional about
Unbelievable.
Pete Wentz's
Oh.
life.
It's a fiction. Oh, okay.
It's a fucking trip. I will tell you that.
I'm not.
I'm gonna dive into that. If he's got a book, I'm gonna read it.
All right. How about this? How about this? If we got an offer to play with Fall Out Boy,
You would legally have to. I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be like, well, duh.
Why? Yeah.
Duh.
Don't say no to that.
Yeah.
you
I wouldn't let you play the show
Kevin's
after
just
what
like,
you
yeah,
said, though.
Mark, you're
I'd
out of the
find somebody
band,
else that
dude.
night.
Sorry.
Damn. He'd find the other drummer of Slipknot and say, come
Yeah.
over here. I know
Grab
you
Brandon
need
Jay
a
Weinberg.
Weinberg
good.
is showing up now.
Mark secretly don't tell any I mean
no.
don't tell anybody, and we're recording a podcast.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna cut this out.
Mark's a butt rock guy.
Hell
Like-
yeah, really?
Yeah, like he's
Okay,
like
that's fine.
Hell yeah,
I do
really?
like.
is-
I like butt rock.
like which is like cool. I like
Okay.
Bad Wolves is like one of my favorite bands ever. Legit.
I like
just
I
raising
like
an eyebrow.
3 butt
Yeah.
rock songs maybe.
I
Like
Damn.
Crossfade, So Cold or Cold.
Fucking yeah.
That song's so tight.
Fucking so good.
That song's so tight.
Yes.
it's a good song.
Yeah, but
See,
Limp
Limp
Bizkit's not a
Bizkit's
butt
like one
rock
of my
band,
favorite
bro. Don't
bands
even-
ever.
This is
Don't
where the
even-
divide
don't.
has to
Just
come in
don't.
because
It
you have to
kinda
determine
is.
is it new metal or butt rock? Because butt rock is like it's in its very
Yeah.
specific
Ooh.
zone, but new metal is like kind of like similar zonage. It's just that
Well, it's
maybe
like
Limp Bizkit is more rap
Are
rock,
you a
and these are less
divorced
rap
dad
rock.
rocking
They
out to
are-
it is what
all
it
of
comes
these
down
men
to.
are so divorced.
Okay. Unpopular opinion here, but we're gonna drop some knowledge here that's gonna get me
Damn,
kicked out
canceled
of every
Mark.
band ever. But I love pop country. It's like probably
Pop
my
country?
favorite genre. Pop country.
I mean, like, I feel
pop
like
country.
a lot of people like
talking-
it, and I
you're
feel
talking-
like country too has like adopted a lot of like hard rock and butt rock aspects of it
Hell yeah,
too.
brother.
So I feel like it was only a natural progression.
I love it.
Yeah.
The only country that's allowed over here is
Love it.
bad country, bro.
I love it. I
Avenged
think-
Sevenfold. Let's go.
Oh no!
Oh no! Actually,
Fuck yeah.
that's a great song. It's a great song. That's a great. That dude,
Oh,
that record,
absolutely.
City of Evil, is just
Absolutely.
that's something else. That's something else, man.
Avenged
That record is
Sevenfold really
incredible.
fucked up
That's
their-
my shit. That's my
R.I.P.
shit.
the Rev.
They really fucked up their legacy.
I love
I'll
that
say
I point
it.
at the light when I say that.
Yeah, it was
R.I.P.
really the
the
rev.
Rev.
Like,
Oh, Ginger,
Wait, no.
come here, pup.
Dog
you
cam.
gotta get the dog on the screen.
Hello, doggy.
This is what we end up doing on this pod all the time. We never like talk
a good
about
dog
your
right there.
band. We're just like, what are these other bands that we absolutely love, and then why do we hate them?
My band is like the most
this
uninteresting band in the world, so it's fine. Whatever, who cares?
We're just always like
We do.
killing
We just
our
play
idols.
keyboards and keyboard rock, keyboard butt rock.
I hit my drums way too
You
hard.
know what's funny is like
Hey, get out of there.
recently,
Get out of there.
and I know that the back to the Fall Out Boy thing, but like recently I compared the Pete Wentz, Patrick Stump dynamic to me and him because live on at shows I'm like more reserved and chill, and like he's like obnoxiously loud, and I write everything, but like he is behind me just being ridiculous, like, you know, so it's almost like the Fall Out Boy dynamic to where Patrick's like just chill and blah blah blah, and then Pete's like doing
Being
his
a
little
menace to
handshakes and all this
society.
little cool shit
He
that he
is.
does, you know. So, but it's cool. It always works for them because, like, you know, Pete Wentz being, I knew Fall Out Boy exclusively because of the stuff that dude would do, and like how outspoken and how like how amazing he was at marketing himself, you know. So like, but I was more of an Academy's guy back then, I guess you could say too. So, but
Actually, to be fair, at the time, I hated every band that was from the suburbs because I was like, why is my band not more famous? And I was like, and then I was like realizing because we were absolutely sucked and we didn't play any shows.
what band were you in back then?
Good question.
Drop it.
No, I think it was more. Our band never did anything.
Ryan.
No,
Tell
I
us.
remember because I
Tell
I
us.
actually just hated them because I was like, we had this band Octoberfall that played at our high school. A couple of the
Dude,
guys were in it.
Octoberfall opened for my band at Metro twice, and they got signed, and like what's the bass player's name? Jack.
Yes. Well, yeah. He
Yeah.
was in it for a little
Jack.
while. So
Jack played in Panic at the
Jack
Disco
Torre
for a little
managed
bit.
Panic at the Disco. He didn't
Oh, that's
play
what he
with
did?
them.
Okay.
And then he played with Cute Is What We Aim For. For a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
And he's in the video
those
for
guys are-
Curse of Curves. And also, I have run into him
I'ma
recently,
start at
and I
Bama
don't
Jack.
think he appreciates any of that conversation about him. And I'm like, well, too bad,
Ooh.
man. You're part of the legacy, man.
Absolutely,
video.
absolutely. What a guy.
He
I loved Octoberfall.
If you can't talk about your
but
past, man.
Octoberfall was the singer's name Pat Deandra?
yep,
whatever.
that's right.
Yeah, he was great. I always liked those guys, so I wanted them to really succeed. But then their band broke up, and I was like, oh,
I was so spiteful about them because I was like, they're guys in my high school, and I'm like, nah, fuck you. I should be famous. I should be popular. I should be doing all this shit. And then they were just like friends with Fall Out Boy, so I'm like, and it's their fault too. And then they were friends with Academy, and I'm like, and it's their fault too. All of these guys are the reason that I'm not doing nothing.
And it
then
comes back
took
to
me a while
Fall Out
to like
Boy.
come back around and go, oh wait, these bands are actually really good. Except I never liked Octoberfall, and I didn't like the dudes in it until eventually I started dating a girl who was friends with Pat and went to his place. This is when he was doing another project called Archie Star after Octoberfall broke up. And I'm over at his house, and he's just like being very like, hey, yeah, you need anything? Like I got all this stuff. Like let's play a drinking game. I got plenty of beers. Grab whatever you want. And it's like, yeah, I made some food. Like eat, and like we're just like four of us hanging out. I'm like, fuck, man, are you like the nicest guy I've ever met?
Oh my
This
God.
sucks, dude.
it's the worst. It's the worst feeling in the world when you
It's like I hated your band,
hate
man.
on someone. Yeah, and then they're like the coolest dude. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I was such an
They end up
idiot.
being
I'm so
That's like
awesome.
my number
sorry,
one,
man.
like my number one fear in life growing up was like, if I meet Chino from Deftones and he's a dick, I'm gonna kill myself. Like that. That's how I felt. But then like I would go and meet Godsmack singer Sully, who I absolutely, it's the only band in the world that I can't stand is Godsmack, and I met him at a place and he was like extremely nice too, and I was just like, fuck. But now I love Godsmack. Like I Stand Alone is my jam, you know. So. So I'm changed. I'm a changed man. Did you know that?
Oh no!
Did you guys know
He's a
this is what
changed man.
changed my opinion on Godsmack? Was their drummer Shannon Larkin was the drummer who played drums on "Worship and Tribute" by Glassjaw, which is one of my favorite records of all time.
I think I
So
did
it's
know
just
that, yeah.
like, damn.
Oh.
So it's like, damn, Shannon,
30 years
someone from
coming
Godsmack
up,
is
right?
capable of crushing it on that level. I gotta check them out. And then I went back, and now I'm just like, I got the moon tattoo on my tramp stamp and
God,
shit, and
you
I'm ready to go. Now.
cannot.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah, brother!
Godsmack, bro.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
ready now.
Fuck.
I just remember the first time I ever listened to Godsmack.
Dude, let's just
I had,
write an
like,
album.
Direct TV at like my great grandparents' house, and I was like listening to "Given Up" by Linkin Park. And one of my aunties came in the room. She's like, "Are you listening to fucking Godsmack?" And I said, "I don't know who that is." So then I looked
Put
it
it
up,
on.
and the only one that was there was "Crying Like a Bitch." And
Crying like a bitch.
And I was like probably 12 years old, and I'm like, I get it, but this is not it
Yes.
for me. I'm gonna go back to Linkin Park now.
Whenever I have a really bad day at work, I drive home and listen to the song called "Sick of Life," and I
That's such
just
a vibe.
blast it and scream. Yeah, like, and actually, there's a Papa Roach song called "Take Me" where he says, if anyone around you feels the same, put your fist up and vent your pain, and that's like my drive home and when I'm broken jam. So
sitting at a stoplight, just throwing your hand up.
Dude, I also have an unbroken jam. I won't lie, and it is I'm pretty sure it's called Face Off
Face
by
to
Seven
Face.
Dust.
Yeah, that's a
Face to
ripper, dude.
Face. That's what
off
it's
season.
called.
That's the last
That's
track
what
on
it's
Seasons.
called.
That's a
Dude,
jam,
dude. Dude, you know me. I'm not going to go into it, but think about that song.
Yeah, that song. That's a ripping jam, dude. I just posted on Facebook like a month ago that Seasons is the best nu metal record of all time. So,
yep, that song is my I want to fight the world jam.
That band
I'm going to see him in
underrated.
Bloomington next week. So.
Damn.
No, Seven Dust. They're doing
Static
Seasons
X?
front to back in Bloomington at the Castle Theater next Thursday.
What day?
Damn,
What day
Mark's
is
not
that?
in the
Right
car
now?
with you.
Are we all riding?
I'm going to see
I
Wemby.
love Seven Dust. Our new song.
I'm gonna go see
We have
Wemby.
a new song that's coming out called All or Nothing, and the verse is extremely syncopated and reminds me of Seven Dust.
Hell yeah.
So, and it's on keyboard.
It's
and
cool.
it's on keyboards. It's
All or
like Seven
Nothing-
Dust
All
on
or
keyboards. So
See, Techno Tuesday comes close, but I haven't heard the vocals for that one yet. So I'd have to say All or Nothing's my favorite out of
When
this
can
new
we
batch of songs
expect
that
that
we
to
just
be
did.
released to the public?
the same day I go see
give
Seven
him the
Dust,
rundown,
which is
dude.
next-
Damn, look at that. It all comes
next,
together.
Next, we're looking like the 28th or the 4th of January.
Are we trying to do like one a
We're
week?
releasing 11
Are we trying to do one a
songs,
week?
One song every 2 weeks. So, yeah, so it's going to be a new song
weeks.
for
Okay.
22 weeks.
Jesus.
And that'll
So-
make your new
Hell
album,
yeah.
I assume then, right? Okay.
Yeah, because like this is the deal.
Yes.
This is the deal
Yes.
with Night Spice is like I write songs like I'm getting paid to do it, and I'm not. So
They're just
I
in his
like-
head. No, hold on. Coming from an outsider, real quick, I watched this dude, and he literally just has this stuff in his head, and he'll like mouth something out. It's the weirdest thing ever. But some musicians like literally will just be sitting there, and 10 seconds later they have a song written, and you're like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, and I'll watch it happen with him, and he's going to explain it a little more. But I wanted it to come from me before he talked about it. This dude just has the music just playing in his head all day long, and sometimes it sticks, and then other times, it doesn't. But when it sticks, man, he'll go home that night and he'll just start
it's a lot
tracking it
easier
out.
to do because it's all
Crazy.
like on keyboards and digital synths and stuff like that. So like, but yeah, I'll come up with a full song in my brain, and then I'll hit a computer, and then 10 minutes later I'll have the complete song done. Like I just immediately track it and move things around and stuff. But I will write full songs in my head. Like I'll come up with because I'm a weirdo, and I sleep to a metronome essentially. So like I know what BPM, what things are. It's just like it's extremely weird, So from what other people say, but it's just how I used to be in a band. I used to be in multiple bands where it was like guitar heavy or other stuff. And then like when this project came around during COVID, like I was just like, I like Depeche Mode. I like, 9 Inch Nails. I have George Michael's face literally tattooed on me. Like, like I like stuff like that. Like, why have I never played in a band that I like? And not that I like, but like I really love. Why am I not playing keyboards? Like I love keyboards. I love synths. Why am I not doing this? Why am I playing fucking guitars and shit? Like it is what it is. But I just got really bored during COVID, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this," and I did. And I mean, like, in my Dropbox, I have 670 songs right now that are just done.
What?
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a song a day,
And it's
at the bare minimum. So
well, it's funny because like I knew Kevin from Inept, like back when we were playing in pop punk bands, man. Like that shit's wild. Like that shit's wild. Like it's crazy. And then fast forward to El Famous, opening for like one of my favorite bands ever, Poison the Well. Like what I mean. Like It's just funny because he said COVID, right? He's writing songs. I'll tell you what I was doing during COVID. I was drinking, man, a lot, and I wasn't doing anything good. And it's crazy because Kevin hit me up and he said, "Hey, man, want to hear some stuff I've been working on?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to." He sent it over. He's like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's super cool." He's like, "Well, I've been thinking about going out and playing it live." He's like, "Would you have any interest in jamming on some drums?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Dude, you're in." And I was like, "Okay." And it's crazy because at the time I really needed it. Like Kevin and I haven't really talked about this, so this is something that I'm just kind of saying right now. But I was like, "Oh," but it's just like I needed it. Like the fact that he hit me up, to beat the drums, for his brainchild is really cool. And, I'm in another band that does some cool stuff, but at the time we were writing, but we just weren't doing much, like we weren't back to touring. Like we're not from the same area, so we don't play shows if we're not touring. So, when Kevin hit me up, he hit me up at the right time. 'Cause, I don't know where I'd be without having that project to, rely on for a creative outlet. I've recorded forget about the emo stuff, but forget the emo stuff, but besides those, I've recorded drums for every Night Spice song that's not instrumental. I'm the one in the studio, tracking these parts. I'm the one who goes, I don't like that fill or this or that. So he gave me a creative outlet, and it was cool because I'd watch him just continuously write, and the comic book, and then, hey, I've got an idea for this show. Hey, we're going to play Spring Awakening. We're going to play Summerfest. We're going to play Riot Fest. We're going to do,
all that
Bucks
shit
Pavilion.
is manifested. It wasn't,
dude.
And he is like, I want to do this. We're going to do this year. And then I just bothered the shit out of everybody until it got done.
Even me.
And we're gonna fucking. I said last year. I said,
"Hey, Mark."
Right around the time that we released the Synth Goes Emo shit, I was like, "We're gonna headline Metro next year," and then boom, boom, boom,
and I was like,
"Did it? Had to do it." And I told everybody we're gonna do Thalia Hall.
Yeah.
I don't see. That's a whole another nightmare in itself, because it's just the problem with this band is that because of the fact that we're such a niche thing, when I set up these events and set up this shit, it's almost like I'm setting myself up to fail. There's going to be a time where we try to do something and it does not succeed, but it's not fucking today. We will succeed right now. We will get there. We will do it. But yeah, back to Mark. Hey, I appreciate hearing that shit. That's dope. I'm glad that I was able to help with your resurgence, because you went through some super, super stupid shit in the past year and a half, and I'm super proud of you, man, because you walked your ass through it. You went through the fucking mud, dude, for sure. So,
dude, it was crazy, man. Thanks for being there for me.
Let's cut the sappy shit and let's talk about some cool shit.
Let's talk about.
What do you? Hold on.
No, I'm not gonna go there.
What do you all want to talk about other than everything else?
We should at least close out the show on the 20th.
we should talk about
Since
that
we're
just a
talking about
little
live.
bit.
So let's talk about that. January 20th.
Absolutely.
It's not
Marina
City, baby.
Yeah,
today is not the
Marina
day you
City.
fail. So how is this show going to succeed?
4 bands are going to come together and pack
exactly.
that room. Let's go.
We're gonna do, and maybe 5. Maybe 5. I might add a 5th band because I saw a band last night that I really liked, and I was just like, I want them to play this show with us. And I reached out to them today to see if we could do it. So I will not reveal who that is, but if you check our Instagram story right now, you'll see
I
who
feel
it
like
is.
I saw it and I know, and I've actually interviewed them years ago in my undergraduate when I was at
Very cool.
my college radio station.
Nice.
But I have also interviewed and talked to all of those bands that was on the lineup for that show last night too, which is funny.
Yeah, no, that was a thing. But yeah, January 20th, I would say Marina City, Grace of the Wolf, Muted Color. Muted Color is one of my favorite local bands. Super, super cool shoegazy stuff. I absolutely love that band. That was the one band that since we started doing this, I actually saw them open for Real Friends back in like, I don't remember when it was, whenever Real Friends like just first got their new singer. Like Action Adventure played too. I don't remember. It was them, Muted Color. So I've been like a huge Muted Color fanboy since that show. So that was so loud. The crackling.
I don't know. I'm muting myself.
Yeah, so us in Marina City kills it. Marina City's first show ever actually played with me at my my old band back in the day. So I've been friends with them for a long time. Love them dearly. So stoked to have them on the bill with us. It's weird because like we fit with every single one of those bands playing at the same time, but we don't fit with any of them at the same time.
I was about to say, when I saw you guys at Bottom Lounge, I was like, this is a really different sound. And I usually don't like 80s type of music. It just doesn't hit my ear right. But you had more of this dark wave energy to yourself that I'm surprised that you guys don't try to venture more into that. Granted, we don't have as big of a music scene for that anymore. But I'm really shocked that you guys don't dip your toes into that area a little bit more. Because
that
I feel
area
like
is
there would be a lot
extremely
more people.
gatekeepy. It's extremely gatekeepy. Like I would love to dip into it, but the fact that we sometimes yell, or the fact that we sometimes have happier songs, or it's like extremely frowned upon. I've tried because I love that genre of music with all of my heart.
The genre of music
really weird.
pigeonholes you,
Like,
man. It pigeonholes you hard because you have to play
with
that
metal
style
bands.
of music.
It's really crazy. We play with metal bands, and we'll play like these like synth songs, and like the metal fans are like, "Oh hell yeah, this is so new and so different and fresh." Like every single time we play with a metal band, like whether we play with a Treyu, which was like, what the fuck? Like Night Spice is playing with a Treyu. Like who the fuck? You know, that was like a close my eyes and throw the dart and wherever it fucking lands. Where you know. But we did.
We ripped that show, bro.
We played Riot Fest with the Main and Midtown, and you know the Academy is on the same stage as Less Than Jake. Like our keyboard band is with all these Juliana Theory, and it's like
Theory, bro.
Insanely. It goes every single time we play with a band that's not anywhere close to what we do. It goes over so much better for us. It's really, you know. So that's kind of like, and our new release that's coming out is more. The last record that we released had like 3 or 4 songs on it that could have been like almost borderline like metal songs, like metalcore rock songs. The song After Dark, The Virus is hell. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Stallions.
Those songs, and then the new stuff, which I will send you a couple previews of the new songs afterwards, so you can see what we're saying.
We're leaking them.
Leaking them everywhere.
Like I sent.
Leak it.
We're leaking them.
I genuinely don't give a shit. So if I sent you a song,
I
sent you a song
Leak
and
what
you put
you
it on
want.
YouTube, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'd be sending the link out to everybody. You know, so
Hell yeah,
I don't give a shit. I write, like I said, I have 600 songs on my Dropbox.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if one of them leaks.
It's like, what do you mean? I got 600 more of these motherfuckers. I don't
It's like,
care
I
about
got
that
these
one.
bad boys right here.
You know, it's funny because like before this set of songs that we're working on right now, normally I have songs like completely done, and then Mark goes and tracks drums. But this time around, there wasn't vocals for all of them. There wasn't like parts. So he's like, you know, normally bands record drums first and then they build the song from that or something like that. You know, Mark usually tracks last. And this time around, he did not, and he complained about it. So it was kind of.
I was like, dude,
Right.
I don't know what song I'm playing
funny
right
to me.
now.
It's, you know, like it's hilarious. But yeah, the new songs that we're working on. I sent somebody a song, and he replied with, he's like, "This sounds like fucking Dragon Force," and I was just like,
Yo.
Bro.
"That's what he."
Hell
I was just like,
yeah,
it was
brother.
Symphony of the Damned, you know, like the beat and I was just like, Dragon Force? And he's like, power metal. He's like, it sounds like a power metal band. And I was just like, and then I sent him the next single and he's like, oh, this sounds like The Weeknd. And I'm like, and then I sent to the next song and he said, this sounds like Seven Dust. So I'm just like, fuck, dude. So it's like 3 songs that are back to back to back on this new release that we're working on sound like Dragon Force, The Weeknd, and Seven Dust.
But I
And
feel
it's
like
just
there's been so many like recent artists releasing music that like kind of go like they're a little bit more genre spanning. where it'll be on the same album or EP, but it'll be like 3 different like styles and varieties. But like it hits still. Like
I think
it's
that's
still,
what people want.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
We don't.
Night Spice
there's
has no
boundaries.
limits. We have no boundaries.
The only boundaries that we have are the lyrical side of the stories or the songs, because I literally have a book that I wrote that I base all the songs off of, and I have to go within that lane. That's the only. But music, like what I've always tried to do, especially with newer songs, is if the song's lyrical content is about something aggressive or like in the story, like some sort of climaxy situation, the vocals and the song's music has to be more aggressive. But if it's more chill, then the music is more chill. So it depends on the narrative of what part of the story I'm writing. And this is the book is, around roughly like 400 pages. So where we're at right now is about page 300 to 400. So we're like almost like page 100 to 200 was the first album. 200 to 300 was the second album. So we're like kind of getting towards what, the ending of the story. So now it's getting more interesting. This is like the part where, it starts getting a little bit fucking wild. So
you think that the TV show is going to catch up with the manga?
Give like a few minutes. Like obviously it's going to be hard, but give a few minutes and try and just give like a general, like almost like cliff notes on the story, because it's wild, dude.
Okay,
wild.
so basically this this is so difficult. So
it's hard to sell it.
I know.
People are going to think.
So what happens? What happens is this person wakes up, and he wakes up in a digital city, and he completely has no idea who he is, where he comes from, and every single step along the way, he starts like everything that he sees triggers a flashback, and basically there is. It's like almost like a simulation, but it's not. It's like, so as he progresses through the story, he slowly turns towards the darker side of things, because he's given like a choice to either do one thing or the other thing. And what he thinks he's doing is the right thing is actually the wrong thing the whole time. And there's like a ton of manipulation, and there's a ton of like what's real and what's not. And it's crazy. But if you listen to the lyrics of it, it's a little more, I don't know. It's just a very sci-fi, very like futuristic. I don't know. It's just like, imagine like Blade Runner meets The Matrix meets Total Recall meets some other wild action shit, So I think it's, I think it's like a lot of fun. Shit. Basically, this character just goes through this city and does a lot of terrible things, and then he realizes that everything that he's doing is what he was sent in there to stop, because he finds out that he's in this program, and this program was designed to keep him alive, because everybody in reality is sick with a disease. And they're basically put into this program to preserve their brain, because in real life they're all dying, and they're like in this like container thing. I don't know.
That's kind of like Black Mirror a little bit with that one. Yeah.
Which one?
It's like that Black Mirror episode, San Junipero.
I never saw it. Send me it, please.
Dude, it was like award winning because it was so fucking good.
Yeah, it's about.
Dude, have you not seen Black Mirror?
You would love it. This is your kind of story.
This is like
you
your
would love
shit,
it.
yeah. It's on Netflix.
Dude, like it has your name written all over it.
Is it like?
It's like
legit.
an anthology series. It's like different
scientific
things
type
that
shit,
are like
dude.
Technology. It's about like how technology is affecting lives.
Yeah, so
technology,
exactly what. So basically, what happens is this dude goes. It's in 1987. It's June of 1987, and I timestamped that specifically because in the story, "Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston plays. It's like the #1 song on the radio, and that's right when it released. But anyway, this story I wrote, it's very complex, but this dude he puts himself under, because everybody that's under in the program is being torn apart by AI, and this like virus invades the program. So he puts himself in there to try to remove the AI. But upon arrival to the city, he doesn't realize that like what doing this would the impact doing this would have on himself. So the second he arrives in the city, he's completely washed. He doesn't remember who he is. He doesn't remember everything. And then the AI that he's going into the city to fight against manipulates him into joining their side. So he does a ton of terrible shit in the program and does more damage to the program than he is supposed to be the one to fix it.
So it's a tale of how AI is terrible.
It is. And it was, and it was written in 2020. The premise of it was written in 2020. And then it was crazy to see as I'm writing this story, like almost a year or two later, the AI surged, like it came out of nowhere, like these apps and all this like graphic designing shit and all this stuff. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Like I literally just wrote about this and now it's like a huge thing. It's like, all right, well, I can't use any of these programs or I'll be the ultimate hypocrite,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's like, but I have my buddy Aaron who's doing all the graphic design. We used a program called Daz 3D, which is like a character modeling program. And I wanted to do the comic book in a way that like looked digital and real at the same time. So we used this, if you want to check it out, it's Daz, D-A-Z 3D. It's pretty cool. But, we used real character models like what would look like in a video game or something like that. And I don't know, I'm pumped about it. And like real backgrounds, like photo real backgrounds. So very pumped, very excited to get it out there. I'm hoping for a March release in book 1. It's a little unorthodox to what other people think. Like here's a photo of it. If you can see, I'm gonna put it in front of the camera, but that is a photo of one of the panels.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks tight.
So that is
For the listener at home,
just
it's tight as hell.
what'd you say?
For the listener at home, it's tight as hell.
In case you're listening to just audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's like, 2 more little pictures of the so it's like realistic, but not like, but not, So I'm proud of it. We'll see what other people think. I like that. That's cool in the background.
There you go, Mark. It's just like the cursed Batman.
Yeah.
But
Bizarro
yeah,
Bat.
I'm excited to get it out there. We'll see. If you listen to any of the lyrics in our songs, it's literally exclusively the story of the comic book. So, but the comic book dives in a little. Like you can only talk about so much stuff in the actual like lyrics of a song. You know what I'm saying? You can't really dive into so much because you have to have choruses and shit like that. Like it's very difficult to get like really into it in the lyrics. But like being able to read the lyrics and the comic book at the same time and be like, oh, that's what this is about. That's what this is based off. Then you'll get a lot more fun then.
It becomes something. Like, some bands, they just put out music, you listen to it, and that's about it. Like with Night Spice, it's a lot more than that. So it's cool.
I do realize that I said about Pete Wentz's book and how I'm not going to watch the TV show so I understand the movie about Pete Wentz's book. But now I am saying, yeah, but for Night Spice, like you got to read the book. And, like, you have,
but you don't have to.
You don't have to for that.
You don't have to.
But not Pete.
You don't actually. No, you don't have to. You can listen to our songs and just be like, whatever, they're songs.
And just vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Vibe out, man.
Well,
That's the cool thing about that stuff is like, everybody can, if you can relate to what the songs are without any of the fictional, because I did that. I purposely did that in some of the songs. I went into it writing these songs based off of a very relatable place in the world, because there was a lot of darkness, a lot of loneliness during the pandemic, and like refinding yourself and like being pushed to the brink of, whether it was depression or anything like that. Like the character of this story goes through so many emotional ups and downs, and, not understanding that when, what's going to happen in life, because that's where I was mentally. Like I was just like, man, I am I going to even be able to play music again? Are we going to be able to have concerts again? Like getting stuck in the pandemic was just like ultimate hell for someone like me who, is like, I tell everybody I hate playing music. I hate playing in a band. But like the second that was taken away from me, I was just like,
I need to get on the
what am I
fucking
doing?
stage again.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You know, everybody's worried about toilet paper, and I'm worried about songs and shit. You know, so
Priorities.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, like don't worry. I wasn't
That
worried
damn
about it.
toilet paper.
I just went to work and just, you know, because like we don't have any shows, and I got
Yeah.
a big ass closet full of tons of rolls of toilet paper. I just went to work and hoarded up.
There you go.
I was all good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, back to January 20th. I'm very excited. Thalia Hall, you know, being able to play there and yet headline there, and like not that many locals get to do that. Like, and that is something that I wear that almost as a backpack. Like I'm like, you know, whether it's Metro or House of Blues or whatever, any venue that we can go into and try to impress and get people out and show the promoter or the other people that like local bands can do this and capable. That's a level of pressure that I can take. Like, so if we could go, was that
bro? The fact that we can go headline some of the coolest venues in the city and bring out hundreds of people. That's not like
it's weird
normal thing. Like
it's weird.
You know,
I'm so grateful. I'm so
it's
super
very
grateful.
cool.
But my
100%,
mission for doing
100%.
all those things is because, you know, I am involved on that side of the other side of the coin. Like I do this for a living. So if I can use this platform to get these talent buyers and promoters to allow other bands to do this as well, you know, like maybe like our show will be the show that's like, oh, these guys did really well. Maybe I could hit up a couple other local bands and see if they could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I want, because you can be successful as a venue by having local shows. And I've been doing this for almost over 20 years now, whether it was my band Inept or El Famous or whoever, you know. Before I worked at Bottom Lounge, I was an independent promoter who booked shows at Metro from 2003 to 2008. I did like almost 250 shows at House of Blues, including your old band Gold House, Mark. You know, that's how we, like, you know, like I've done shows at all these venues, and that's how I have a career doing this. So like, if I can convince Thalia Hall to do, you know, like I'm not saying they even need convincing, but I'm just saying I don't really see too many local shows at some of these places anymore. You know, like Metro does local shows here and there, and like they opened the doors for us last year to do it. And after that, I saw like OK Cool played there, and a couple other bands played there, and I love that. I love seeing that because my doors at the place that I work at, I'll do a local show once a week. I don't give a fuck. I am all about trying to develop bands and put any band that I can on any show. And I understand that like I'm in a little bit of a different position than some of the other places. You know what I'm saying? Like I do get that. Like, you know, especially some of the bigger venues have different budgetary things like that. You know, like I will gladly do local shows. Like I just will. And I will never stop ever. So, but if we can continue to push boundaries and get people to do that, that's like my number one goal with this band. That's why I constantly take on these stupid ass obstacles and challenges, you know, because I know that headlining Thalia Hall for my band is the dumbest fucking thing in the world. But at the same time, like I have to do it because I want to see that place do a local show, get like 500 people out, and have that promoter be like, damn, this is badass. I'm going to do this all the time. And then when other bands email them, that promoter will look at it differently and hopefully afford the same opportunity that was given to us, you know?
Hell yeah. This was going to be the moment when I asked you to do plugs, but that was just like a really good plug for that show. So, January 20th, Thalia Hall. Where can people follow Night Spice or both of you as well on the internet so they can get all the info for that? They can buy tickets. They can check out the singles when they drop.
Instagram is usually always best.
Yeah, I don't do
in
that.
my opinion.
I don't do.
Because like obviously we have a Spotify where you can listen to all the music that we've put out so far. There is a Facebook page. I mean, you type in Night Spice, it will come up.
Yeah, we have an official website too.
But you know, you type it in.
We do. I used to put Easter eggs on there. Like our last record was on our actual website. Our
put
last
it up
record
for a
was up
little
on
bit.
our actual website for 2 months before it was released.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and anybody, nobody knew. Like
Nobody knew.
like random people knew. They would like message me and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
what?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Wait. Hey, you know you have a
So,
record on the website.
and it was
right?
cool because like when we played certain shows, like people knew the songs already. Like I put it out in our mailing list, like, "Hey, the record's on our website. If you want to check it out, go find it." And they did, so it worked. Just Night Spice Music on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Like Mark said, we try to do whatever we can on social media, but I'm terrible at that shit.
Personally, Kevin is very, very incognito on social media. He's there, he hangs out, but he doesn't really walk around too much. He's just, he's just kind of hanging out. So like when it comes to Kevin, like if you're trying to follow Kevin, you got to find him. Like you got to go look for him. Me, I'm all over the place. You want to find me? I'm right there. So it's just like when it comes to Night Spice, the website, the Instagram, probably the two places that you want to be
Especially
checking the
Instagram.
most.
That's the most active, So
Yep.
But we'll be dropping new singles. We're going out with our buddy Alex Zarek, who we do all our
Nice.
videos with,
Hell yeah.
and we're gonna do 2 videos really soon. Get them out there. We did just add some new band members to our band. Want to give a shout out to our boy Teddy, who's been ride or die since day one. We love Ted.
Teddy.
Yeah, Mad Teddy on Instagram. Mad_Teddy. Love him. He's
Yep.
like, it's really weird because like there's
That's the guy.
certain dudes that like I've been playing with for a long time, and I've been playing in bands with Ted for a long time. But like Ted is he's such an organizer, and like when he shows up to practice, he helps us with our ears and all our shit, and he's like a technical guy. I feel like when me and Mark show up to practice without Ted, it's just like the two stupidest guys doing absolutely nothing. Nothing will get done. I'm completely professional by myself, but then the second I get together with Mark, it's just like nothing gets done. And then
We're supposed to do anything at this practice?
I swear to God, me and Mark practiced once without Ted. And we didn't plug our ears in. We didn't do shit. I just played bass and he played. It was dumb as shit. So, Ted showed up. Ted shows up at practice and shit gets done. And then we have our buddy Lucas, who is in our band but not in our band. It's really complicated. He plays all our shows. He sings harmonies on all our records. He plays instruments and helps co-write music with me on everything. But he refuses to be in music videos and he refuses to be in photos.
Okay.
So
Sure.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if you see him at our shows, like he's there. He's always with us, So but he's not in our band, and he's just like, I asked him why, and he said, because music videos suck and because photos are fucking stupid. That was his response. I was like, all right, dude.
I get it.
All right, man.
He's not wrong.
Like
but
whatever you
also-
say, bud.
Well,
Whatever
videos
you
I
say.
think are cool. As a video person, I'm like, you got to do the videos, man. Like that's where you look the coolest.
He hates it. So he said to once, he's like, I look stupid. I don't want to be in a music video. I was like, all right, man. Like, I'm not even going to argue with him because I've known him. He's been like my best friend for 20 years.
Yeah.
So like, I know that I'm going to lose this battle, and I don't even care. I'm just.
He shows up and he rips
He
it
does.
live.
We played a
and
show
that's all we
without him
can
the
ask
other
for.
day, and it sucked. And like he's so important to our band, and it's weird. Like you would think that a guitar player wouldn't be important because aside from this new record, there's been no guitars really on our recordings. It's been all keyboards. So it's like, how is a guitar player even important? And then he doesn't show up, and you realize that he's like very fucking important. It makes no sense. And then we got new guys, some live dudes. We got Mike, who plays bass. He's fucking awesome. And then we got this guy Christian, who's playing some guitars and some keyboards live too. That's fucking awesome as well. So very excited to get all of them up there. Mike's played a bunch of shows with us now, and he was in our video for the Golden Guys, which I called him on like 2 days' notice. Like, hey, you want to be in this music video? He's like, fuck yeah, what do I wear? So
There you go.
I was like, yeah, come on by, bro. And it worked out, so it was cool. But yeah, new shit's coming. Very excited about that.
Well, sick. Yeah, everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching, make sure you go check out Night Spice. They're probably on the same platform you're checking this out on, so go listen, go watch, go follow, so that you can get some tickets and you know when all these new singles come out. Because, yeah, it sounds like 2024 is the year of the Night Spice, and I think that's...
Dude, he said that just like
the way he
so
said that?
tight.
Oh,
I had a friend
He did the thing.
I have a friend who we were always like, you have to like add the spice, and we would always say it as add the spice, and so you're like, like as soon as I read Night Spice, I'm like, oh, Night Spice,
Night.
Okay, so it's like hold on, it's hard to explain like
the
drumstick.
I call it the
right?
syllabic emphasis. That's what I refer to it as.
emphasis on the wrong
like
syllable.
Jimmy John's, Subway, garlic bread. You know, like
Jimmy
Night
John's.
Spice.
Nice
it has
That
a
was
nice
the-
emphasis.
Yeah, dude.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, dude.
The reverse. No, Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Oh no.
So, but yeah, no, we're that's awesome. But yeah, no, that's so cool.
He did the
I
thing.
like that.
Oh yeah,
I would say that
I love that.
2024 will be a cool year. It'll be a year of pushing the envelope in a way that I didn't. That's all I want to do with this band is I want to continue to release music that makes people be like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what kind of band even is this? That's what I want. So,
Hey, are we locked in for that thing in the summer?
no, I mean, we can't talk about any of that shit. We
Okay. But
no, we
But is it a
just
thing?
shut the fuck up. Like, just put it this.
it's a hint to keep an eye on the social
Yeah.
medias. Or, you know,
But you can let us know when we wrap up this
Yeah.
episode and it's no longer
yeah, once we
recording,
stop
of
recording, you
course.
can tell us what it is.
There's a lot of.
on the
Yeah.
on the website,
There's a lot of
you know?
there's a lot of really cool things that have been put in our way that I did not see coming recently. So like
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck? But anyway, so we'll see what happens. You know, like we've been a band now for it's weird. I recorded some shit like I said in the pandemic, but we officially I consider our first real show was February 2022 when we released the music and I sang because before that we played instrumentally and there was no singing. But like
He's wrong. The first show was X-Ray Arcade, and
Yeah,
that'll
but
forever be the
I
first show.
I like consider that like to be preseason.
No, no.
Yeah, like there was
Nah.
no
Warm-up
There was
game.
no vocals.
That was the first
there was
shit.
no vocals. It was just us just jamming like some synthy weird shit, and it was cool. I mean,
There's video evidence
preseason.
that it happened. So
Preseason, but yeah, you know, like I don't know. I consider the first Night Spice show officially to be February 2022 because that was when
February 11th of
that's when we released
2022.
the
What a
music
day!
with vocals in it and shit like that, and really actually started to do this. You know, so even though we did some really fucking cool shit before that, it was preseason.
Dude, one of our coolest shows, one of the best responses we got was when you and I did that two-piece with Lucky
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah, I will say
That was cool,
that
man.
like that is a band that I have a lot of admiration and respect for. One of my favorite bands in the world. They just played Concord, and we played a bunch. Yeah, we played a bunch
Last
of really
night,
cool
right?
shows with Lucky Boys Confusion. We played with them at Metro last year. This year, I don't fucking
Yep.
even know what day it is, but yeah,
That
back
was
in
this
May,
year.
Back
No,
in
No,
it's
May,
that was
together.
this year.
Yeah.
That was back in May.
May 5th or May 6th or some shit, one of those days. Something like that. Whatever. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
we played a couple shows with Lucky
Somewhere.
Boys Confusion now. Love them dearly. Stubby is one of our biggest supporters. Yeah, he's
that's
the
the boy.
shit, so love that dude. Thank you, Stubby, if you
Yep.
watch this. I'm gonna send
hope he
you
does.
this link so you're gonna I'm gonna make sure you watch this shit, bitch.
Everyone's
I hope he does. Fun fact, I actually booked Lucky Boys back in my undergraduate, back in the day. Way back in the
Nice.
day.
Where at?
North Central College?
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What yeah, I might have yeah, that's
I was
their
like,
turf, too.
I was like 2015 to 2017.
okay. That's their turf. That's like their that's their
Oh, I know.
bread and butter.
I also worked with AM Taxi, and I booked the Walters there. before they
Fuck
blew up
yeah.
and everything. So that's my
Yeah,
bragging
that's
right.
awesome. Do you still do any shows like that? Book us in the suburbs. I want to see how the suburbs like the Spice. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna work out.
Don't worry, I run a college radio station in a different suburb now, so maybe.
Okay. Fuck yeah. We're down for whatever, obviously. So can't. But yeah, I was trying to think of any other people or bands that we could thank on this, so other people can check out that shit. But I really got nothing.
Well,
other than Marina City, who's playing at Thalia Hall in January.
Love
20th.
Marina City.
yeah, always check out Marina City.
Marina City.
Oh well, hey, but what about that band Marina City?
yeah, that's so crazy.
Thalia Hall on January 20th.
What a ticket. What a bill.
What a bill.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll call it there. Thank you, everyone, for checking out the episode. Make sure you're checking out Night Spice after this. And Kevin and Mark, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, stoked. Thank
Appreciate
you so much
you
for having
guys.
us.